Okay, this is
Mega, yes.
a mega yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
Yes.
a good take.
Yes.
Here's the simplest dating advice you'll ever need in your life, but most of you won't listen because you guys like to argue and complain about stupid shit that is very easy to understand.
Yes.
That person that has inconsistent communication with you just doesn't like you that much. That person that goes at you.
Yes.
Yes. If it smells like shit, and if it tastes like shit, it's probably shit.
It's probably shit. Yeah.
That person that ghosted you isn't a bad person. They just became uninterested or found someone else. Move on, find someone else to text you.
Yes.
Yes.
For Zoe, it almost seems as if our reaction can just be yes, because every statement so far is true. And there's no arguing it. It's so true and logical that if you try to figure out any way around it, you can't. You can maybe make a person feel bad about thinking logically, but you cannot defeat the logic.
Yeah. Yeah. And just like the best advice that I've ever seen on TikTok, to be honest, is move on.
Yeah.
Nobody says that shit anymore. Like, it's, oh my god, you have to ghost them, do this, do that. Like, move the fuck on.
So true also, yes.
If your partner cheated on you, leave them.
Leave them. Yeah, why not? No, cheating is the destroyer of marriage, the destroyer of so many things. So if you're gonna cheat, you know that you're risking your relationship. And it's okay to leave.
Yeah. And it's always about, how does the person cheating on you make you feel. If you really feel that bad, just leave. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no point on bitching
No
about
point
it.
in being hung up on it.
Yeah.
Why? Doesn't matter. You'll find somebody new. Or maybe you won't.
And if you don't leave them, which most of you won't because most of you lack standards and self-respect, shut up about it, stop hanging it over their head, and learn how to work through it together. Or else, move on.
And she's talking to women, right?
Yes.
She's saying,
Yes.
don't be so stuck up on it. If you don't want to work it out, leave. If you want to work it out, stay. Just don't bullshit about it.
Have you noticed some... Okay, this is something that this is the first time that I'm thinking about. This is why I'm asking. And your question, this is directed to women, was the thing that prompted me. And honestly, I can say there is two kinds of tips floating around the internet. And if the video is called self-improvement tips, it's 100% directed to men. If it's called dating tips, it's 100% directed to women. For me, that was the pattern all the time.
And it is that. And do you know why it is like that?
No, honestly, no. I haven't put a lot of thought in that. But I'm gonna say men actually try to self-improve a lot because it's intimately tied to the success with women.
And women think that they have been born with all these great characteristics and traits, that they just simply are the best as they are when they come out of that.
and yet they still fail to understand interaction between men and women,
Yeah.
and that's why they need somebody else to tell them, move on.
Yeah, yeah.
If a man does not want to pay all your bills and wants to go 50-50, that doesn't make him a bum, that doesn't make him a bad guy, that doesn't make him a little boy. He's still a man, just a man with different interests and goals in life. Go find you someone who will. There's 8 billion people in the world. I promise you can find one.
Yes!
Yes. And I don't understand the importance that society nowadays puts on that, who pays the bills. To be honest, to me that is just how you were brought up, but it was such a non-issue throughout my life that I never considered it as a part of the dynamic and everything. And now when I see it like such a hugely important factor, I don't honestly understand why.
Yeah. And why are suddenly, I mean, not suddenly, but why are men put on such spotlights? Why is it that so much is expected of us when you can all do it all yourself and you don't need us? It's so
Yeah, it's
fun.
50-50. Like at this point, women are educated as much as men, they work as much as men, so there
They
is
earn
no
as much as men.
there is
If
no
you-
genuine reason for that to be, anything other than 50-50.
If you're fighting for equality, here it is. You pay your half of the bill as well. That's it.
That's the equalist equality, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
That woman that wants all her bills paid doesn't make her a gold digger, doesn't make her a slut. Just go find you one that could do 50-50 with you. It's very simple. She just doesn't want what you want, and that's okay.
And
Yes.
this is also true.
Yes.
There's nothing you can argue with against that. If you don't want a gold digger, you find yourself a good girl. If you want a gold digger, have her. It's
just a matter of preference and boundaries. That's it.
yeah. And you know what? Rich men here and again will definitely go for a gold digger just to have some fun with her. And that's also okay. And if that gold digger ends up disappointed that she didn't retain that man, hey, sorry to tell you, sorry to burst your bubble, but
Yeah.
it's funny how hypocritical this world is and how we think that our point of view is the moral high ground of everything and that we can look at everything from such a high perspective when in reality we are all messed up in one way or another. Nobody's perfect and we genuinely need to be more accepting of each other and understanding of each other.
There was one, you speak a lot of truth when you say that, and my mind makes connections to proverbs that are windows to life in that sense. So I would say everybody lives their life while being the main character, everybody else is NPCs, and you are the one that determines where the line is. So what does that mean? So you judge what is wrong, what is right from your own perspective, which is the analogy was when you're driving a car. You're driving a car on the highway, and whoever is passing you by is like, oh my god, you're crazy, you're gonna die. And whoever is in front of you and is going even 1 kilometer slower than you, it's like, oh my god, come on, you're gonna die out of boredom, what? So you're always measuring everything by the speed and thought and your actions, your own perception, and anything that's a bit weaker than that, you judge it as, like, whatever, and anything that's a bit stronger or a stronger opinion than that, it's like, oh my god, you're crazy, whatever. And this is this is the beautiful part about the world, is that there are so many people that see everything genuinely from a different lens, and we still try to talk to each other and make, sense of it all in the end.
Yeah. It's okay to have your own standpoint and the way that you look at the world, but you have to leave some leeway for maybe things that aren't completely in your perspective true. So for any kind of argument that you have, if you have enough compelling evidence that the counter argument is maybe better, it's okay to also adapt your point of view and look at the world differently.
Change your opinion, yeah. And that's okay. Move on.
You cannot attract the type of person you want if you are also not the person that they want. Get off the couch if you want a gym rat. Open up a fucking book if you want someone who reads books a lot. It's very simple.
It's getting too funny.
Yes. But it's like she's saying it so simply and so easily, and it's so true, nevertheless, that it's like, yes, it's very hard to react and debate a point that I can 100% agree with.
Yeah, it's not a point where she subjectively thought of it. It's a fact, and there's nothing to it. I mean, as we said, this is a microphone. That's a fact. There's nothing more to it. You cannot react to it any kind of different way.
Yes.
Men aren't shit, your standards are. You attract what you are. So maybe it's time to do some self-reflection.
Oh, this one is a burn. And again, for some reason, I don't know, it takes me back to Shira 7.
Yes.
It takes me back to her. It's not just men that are, trash. If you see that everything around you is bad,
What's the common denominator?
what's the common denominator? Realistically, if I don't know, if you think that 10 people around you are bad, negative, and whatnot, and then all of those 10 think that you are the one thing that you're saying that they all are, I don't know who is right.
The world or you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very rare case where you are right. Usually when you find somebody who's not a sheep among the many sheep, they will stand out but for different reasons. And you won't even have to prove yourself because you stand out for a
And there
reason.
is two problems with that, though. I agree with you,
Okay,
but there
let's
is two
see,
problems. I would say all of those people are geniuses in the like of Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, and that. And the second problem is the majority of those people will get shit while they are alive and then get recognized once they are dead.
Yeah.
So if you have such a different viewpoint than the majority of the world, and in the end it turns out that you were right, it will probably be too late.
That's most probably true, yes. And the thing is, it feels like we are degenerating into something that's totally immoral. It's not something that we should propagate. I mean, there can be 100 women around one woman, and all those 100 are saying it's okay to be promiscuous, it's okay to show your body, it's okay to want attention and to go plow through men and whatnot. But that one woman that says no, I don't think so, is that special snowflake in the midst of that big storm that you want to take care of.
Yeah, but it's also very hard for that woman, and
Yes.
it's getting harder and harder by the day for her to say no.
Of course. So it's, once again, it's hard to be good. It's hard to fight for the good things. It's hard to fight for the noble things in life. It's hard to have honor in your life because honor comes with certain responsibility behind it. You cannot be an honorable person if you are doing bad things. But also, of course, at the end of the day, who cares? We can all do whatever we want because we are living in a free world and nothing really matters.
That went real dark real fast.
Yeah, but it's not the point of it doesn't matter. It's just the point of if you think that being degenerate is good, there's something wrong with you. You can see in real time that the world is going bad. I can just show one clip, and you're gonna understand how this is very wrong.
It's giving lavender baddie with the space baddie glasses and the gloves and of course the inches and the belly. If you guys are partying, be safe tonight and have fun! And last but not least, Happy New Year's, besties!
I was just informed that is a man. Normalization has gone too far. Just saying. That's just all I can say.
Okay, after seeing that, what do you think? Is that ladylike behavior a noble lady? Or is that a degenerate and disgusting behavior that should not be tolerated? Please, let us know down in the comments.
Most men under 30 don't have their shit together, and that's okay. Stop letting social media fill up your head with these unrealistic standards.
Not only men under 30, there are also men that are 40 and
A lot
50.
of men don't have their shit together. Some men never will have their shit together. So I would say the generalization is in place, but it's not maybe necessarily just divided by age groups. It's just, I would say it's about the drive that the man has to succeed.
Yeah. And the whole world right now is made up so that the man cannot be a man because the masculine in himself needs to be suppressed. So, please. And I agree with her.
This one is gonna ruffle some feathers. Men have it way harder in life than we do, especially when it comes to money. So stop being a 25-year-old woman wondering why this 25-year-old man can't bust his coochie open online for $10,000 a month. It just does not work that way for men.
And it's also true for... I have a feeling... No, it's not a feeling, it's a fact. That
I have a fact.
I have a fact that women today don't understand how money works. And when women have these expectations that a young guy who is 22, 25, 27 needs to have $10,000 just to have, a nice date night, it's very, very unrealistic. Because money doesn't just grow on trees, although it kind of does because money is made out of but. But for a man to attain wealth and power, it takes time, a lot of dedication, hard work, suffering, and all that comes with it before he can have the status and power and all that young women want. So that's why older men are more treasured and valuable in younger women's eyes, but also in reality, because those men have their shit together and they understand the world, they understand how money works, and they are completely self-sufficient and self-sustainable.
Believe people when they show you who they are, the first time. You do not get to choose or change the way someone decides to love you. You simply sit down, shut up, observe, and decide whether you want to participate in the way that they love or not.
Yes.
Yes. There's a reason why the advice, look at how the guy treats the waiter, and that's how he's gonna treat you, because all the red flags are shown one way or another. With time, more red flags are shown, but it's your responsibility to catch them and see, okay, maybe he's not a really good guy, he doesn't have good charisma, he doesn't have a good way with people, he's simply an unkind person, and it's up to you to understand that and see that before it's too late, of course.
At the end of the day, we are all humans who have imperfect designs, so stop trying to find that perfect person. They don't exist, and that thing you hate about them, you probably hate about yourself.
Yes. Usually when you hate something, it comes because you yourself are it.
Projection.
It's a projection and you need to reflect.
Yeah. And also there is one nice saying that don't make the people in your present pay for the mistakes of the people in your past.
Yeah.
And this is where the projection comes in as well.
Yeah, agreed.
Don't take advice from married people or single people. Take advice from happy people. But even that's hard to find sometimes because most people lie to themselves about what actually makes them happy.
Okay, this is
Mega, yes.
a mega yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a good take.
Yes, and that's exactly what we were talking about, I think, in the previous video takes.
Yeah.
It's like, listen to people that you want to be like. That's it. And you want to be happy.
If you see somebody who's miserable and they are 40, 50, maybe you don't want to take advice from them.
Especially dating advice.
Especially dating advice. And I know this maybe sounds... I don't know, maybe... I don't know what kind of take you're gonna say this is. I mean, I'm talking to the internet right now. But it's totally fine not to listen to people who are miserable. And I'm not hating them for being the way they are. I'm just saying, hey, maybe they made wrong choices. Maybe it's not too late for
Yeah,
them.
you're hating them because they're stupid. Yeah, I get it.
Maybe it's not too late for you to come around and reflect on your choices and maybe do better in the future.
Yeah.
However, it is your own fault for getting where you are, and nobody can tell you otherwise.
Stop it. Get some help.
And it's interesting that if you are at certain age, it's time for you to understand that all things around you come from within. So if you are not the kind of person that somebody else would want to date, why would they date you? You really have to self-reflect in that. This 100% true.
Yeah.
100% true.
If you want to attract the people you want to become the person they want.
Stop coming into relationships with a lacking mindset. You have a hard time finding the end-all be-all person because you yourself are not the end-all be-all person. So do some self-work, shut up, get off the internet, and stop fucking complaining.
Okay, that was...
Stop fucking complaining.
Yeah, okay, this could be our outro for today. So, shut up, get off the internet, and stop fucking complaining. And like, comment, and subscribe.